I'll show you guys what I pack for my deer hunting trip across the state. I go hunt over by the Mississippi River. I'm like 10-15 minutes from it. Kind of the middle of nowhere. And there's no place where you can just run to and buy something if you forget it or need it. This black box was my dad's when he was in Iraq. And he gave it to me, and I've used it every year since. And this is what I use it for. Iowa weather, you never know what it's going to do. So you're going to have some lightweight camo, Frog Togs rain suit to go over the lightweight stuff, 2 pairs of mittens, 2 pairs of gloves, a bunch of these brown gloves, these jersey gloves. Those things are awesome. Good for a 40-degree day, or helping your buddy drag out his deer and getting them bloody and dirty and stuff, when you're done with them. Or you get them full of stickers. That's what these are really good for. If you're doing a drive, get these full of them stupid little stickers. You just take them off, throw them away. A couple years ago, I had a pair of these so full of stickers I could hardly even bend my fingers. It was atrocious. But yeah, these gloves are anywhere from $30 to $50 a pair. You don't really want to get them bloody and gooey and full of stickers and that kind of stuff. And these things aren't quite that much, but stickers will stick to them in a heartbeat. And you gotta have a good hand warmer and a pack of hand warmers. You can put these in your front pockets. I wear sweatpants under my camo, and I put these in the front pockets, and then I put one in each boot and one in each mitten, and they work pretty good. I might even put some in the hand warmer pouch there. That helps too if you want to wear lightweight gloves when it is cold. You're going to need assortment of stocking hats, face masks, that kind of stuff. Some more face masks. These go clear down to your neck, and it's like a hood. This is probably my favorite. I love these things. I've got a lightweight mesh one. One year, I think I ended up just wearing a long sleeve shirt and my orange vest in the stand. It was that warm. You got a pack of just weird stuff in here. It's buckles and stuff and zipper stuff for bags and that kind of stuff. It's only $2. If you need to repair something, you better have something to do it. These things here, I made these. And what I do is if my gloves get damp inside, I'll stick this in the cuff that goes around your wrist. And then I'll fluff that glove open. And then just hang them up over a line outside. They'll dry out pretty easy. First aid kit. Gotta have it. All I ever had was Band-Aids. So a couple years ago, I was gutting a deer. I was in a big hurry. And I don't cut clear up the chest. There's no point in it. I don't eat anything off the ribs anyways. But I reached in there. What I do is I reach up with my left hand and I grab the windpipe, and then I reach up in there with my right hand, and I know where my other hand is, but I cut the complete top off of the knuckle on this finger right there. Cut it off. There's a tiny little piece of skin hanging there, and it was like a flap. I mean, and you could see meat and the things that make your fingers move. I didn't even know I did it till I pulled my finger out. And I was really wishing I had a first aid kit then. So from now on, I have one. It's full of all kinds of stuff in there. Tree stand seat. Gonna need one of those. These are some hooks I made to hang my deer. So far, 2 deer have been hung on these. Gotta have an orange vest. This is my Cabela's MT50 camo. It's got Gore-Tex in it. It's got different layers of insulation throughout it. It's windproof. It's very comfortable. It's quiet. I got the parka and the bibs, and I got a tall parka because when you sit down, the back edge of your coat wants to climb up your back. And you're always cold right at the top of your waistband. So if you get a tall coat, it'll stay down there and then you won't have that problem. I got a thin vest for inside in case it is a lot colder and windier. I remember one year it did not get above 10 degrees. I think the one morning we started out it was -6. That was too cold. Tree stand harness, safety harness. I carry 2 tree belts with me so I can switch stands. Here's the other one. This is one for putting a tree stand up. And then this is my whole harness with the tree belt still on it. So you gotta have that. And then you gotta have some good boots. These are Cabela's Predator Extremes, I think they're called. I don't even remember. But they got a removable liner. You just pull this thing out. It looks like an elf shoe. You can throw it in the wash machine and dryer and dry it back out. You know, if your feet sweat. These are good boots. No complaints about them at all. Real good for the money. I think they were somewhere around 200 bucks. And I've had these things for, gotta be 5 or 6 years. I wear them ice fishing too. I haven't had any trouble with them at all. I stay at my buddy's house, and just to be courteous, I bring a Rubbermaid lid to put my boots on when we get back. Don't want to get a bunch of water and mud all over his basement. Bring a hanger for your parka and your bibs. I think of what else I put in there. That's about it for this box. Except when I get my backpack gone through and loaded up, that'll go in here too. So in the backpack that I take with me to the tree stand, it's like a $50 backpack. I got it on clearance for 15 bucks at Walmart. And this is softer material. So when it gets cold, you know, the insides of a lot of these are that hard plastic, and when it gets cold, it crinkles and makes a lot of noise. So when you're picking out a backpack, just listen to it at room temp, and think of that noise being 10 times louder when it's cold outside. And then go off of that. This is about a medium-sized one. It's not a small one. I can carry a lot of junk in this thing. It's got a lot of pockets, little places to hide stuff. You're going to need, this is a wire pelvis saw, rubber gloves, a couple paper towels. This is a pelvis saw too, but it's just a blade style. It's like an actual saw. I've got to use it one time. Works fantastic. This is a knife my kids got me one year for Christmas. Very good knife. That's all I got to say about that. I love the knife. You're going to need some assorted tree hangers. Here's what I'm talking about that plastic. This is cheap, crappy plastic in here. It crinkles. And this thing is stiff as a board and super loud when it's cold outside. And I got to find something else to put these in, because these will poke a hole in your pack in no time. I will have ammo in there. I'll have an extra mag right up here in the top. I can get at it real quick, or I'll have that in my coat pocket. I don't know. May not even need it. I got some paracord and a collapsed hook, so I can lift gun up and down and that kind of stuff. This is one of those headlights that you've seen on TV, and I tell you what, these things are awesome. I love them. I got one in my pickup, and I use one for fishing, kayak fishing at night for bass and stuff, and catfish, and it's going to be good for nighttime recovery, or driving the UTV to get a recovery, because this will always point where the headlights don't, you know. Got to have extra batteries for it. Rag for cleaning my glasses or whatever. A land map, so that you know where you are, and so that if you get questioned by somebody, you can show them where you are hunting. Almost every year, landowner gets notified that somebody from Woodbury County is in his timber. Which is a good thing. I understand that. And, yeah, they get questioned on that all the time. Rangefinder. You get in your tree, start ranging stuff before these deer start moving around. And you don't have to do it while they're moving around, and they won't find you. Chapstick, gotta have that. These are tags. If you're not familiar with a newsstand location, when you put it up and you go there in the dark, or you go there early in the morning, we get there in the dark, and then we just go climb in the tree, and then we wait for shooting time. One year, it was snowing so hard, I was within 20 yards of my stand. For the life of me, I could not find that thing. It was insane. When you shine a light, you know, like when you're driving down the highway, it looks like Star Wars. That's what it looked like. It looked like just stars flying everywhere. So you need those, because you can find these. Some more of those awesome brown gloves. I carry 2 pair in the backpack. and you need a normal flashlight. And that's what I carry when I go to the field. And I also will be carrying, I got some electric hand warmers. These are rechargeable. They work pretty good. So this is what I do for my sleeping arrangements and my clothes. I have a cot. It's just a fold-away cot. It's about $80. I got this exercise pad, and it's the softest one I could get. It's kind of nice. It's the length of my cot, and it's the width of my cot. I'm finding as the older I get, though, the harder it seems. It's not as soft anymore. I sleep in a sleeping bag on top of the pad, on top of the cot. This year, I'm sleeping in a sleeping bag, on top of a sleeping bag, on top of the pad, on top of the cot. Pillow, some real heavyweight thermals in there, my own washcloth and towel. I'll have all my toiletries in here, and all my clothes will go in there. There's really not much else to tell you about that, but yeah, just bring enough stuff in case something stupid happens, like you end up slipping in a creek, or you get soaking wet because it's raining or wet snow, and you do a drive and you need some socks or new pants or whatever. Just make sure you have enough. I also bring along one of these. It's got 4 tubes on it. If you need to air out your boots or dry them, same with your gloves. Just plug this thing in and let it roar. It works pretty good. I used to bring my deer back home with me and cut them up here at another guy's place, and he quit letting people do that. So I got my own grinder. This is an LEM number 12. I had this box already. I modified it so that it'll keep the cylinder where it needs to be, so it's not rattling around. This doesn't move around. The pan's in place. I got my knives in here, cleaning supplies, tape, bags, gloves, towels. My wife got me a saw. Sheets for in between patties and stuff. I already had a foot switch. Extra plate and knives. More bags. Brought my own dish soap. I don't want to use all their dish soap cleaning this thing up, because they can get quite messy. Roll of paper. I just buy the 15-inch paper. I've had this roll for, I've had it as long as I've had the grinder. I'm trying to think how long that is. 3 or 4 years. And I still have pretty much a full roll. Tape markered right on the packages. This is a cutter bar. There's no teeth on it. You just rip it and it comes right off. I built this stand for it and the rod. I can put 18-inch paper on here if I want, but honestly, it's a deer. It's not a cow. I don't need 18-inch paper. Tape machine, 3 tubs. Got an old scale here. It's just a portion scale. Goes up to 5 pounds. Works great for weighing out your burger. If you only want a pound of burger in each package, you can get it weighed out and estimate how much is in the bag. Every time you fill the bag, then you don't have to weigh every bag. I got this from LEM. What it does is it goes on the end of your grinder, and it shoots out either sticks or it shoots out a big long slab of meat. onto this wax paper roll, on this aluminum table, and then all you do, you just keep pulling and pulling as long as you're grinding, as long as there's meat coming out. Just keep helping it come out, and then just cut your burgers off to size. They'll be square like a Wendy's hamburger. And I went and found a toolbox, measured the interior dimensions so that I can safely transport this thing without getting everything broken up. But here's the headpiece. This is the attachment that we'll use for the size of burgers that we want. Down on the bottom is the aluminum plate. It's almost the full length of the bottom. So that's all padded and secure. Big roll of paper. I have used these at work to make sticks before, or help make sticks, I should say. And these things are slick. They're worth the money. I think I got this one for, I think it was less than $90 shipped to my house straight from LEM. Watched their online sales, and you can get some good deals there. So that's that. I bought this because one year I went hunting over there and it was 40 some degrees outside. And I was almost there, and I stopped in this town and a little hardware store. And they had this thing on sale. It's got stainless hinges on it. Had this on sale, and I'm like, can a deer fit in that? Well, it can. I processed a whole deer and only filled it up maybe even halfway. But what I'll do is I bring along like 10 pounds of beef fat already cubed up. I cube it up and then I put it in 1 pound Ziploc bags, 1 pound at a time, and I'll freeze it, and I'll put my anything else that will not go in the truck ends up in here. This could be full of anything. But yeah, if it's going to be warm where you're at, take a cooler, because once you process your deer and then you go somewhere to find a cooler, it might be too late. So this is what I'm using this year. 450 Bushmaster. Nothing special about it other than it's accurate, and the ammo I'm using expands very well. I'll take the gun, a couple mags, of course a case, gun oil, bore snake. I used the pistol bore snake in this gun. Works very well. The rope is just the right length to get out through there and clean her out. But yeah, we'll get her done this year. You guys heading out, good luck to you. And